Alright, so in this video we'll see how to import a data set in a Python development environment. And here we have a data set, CSV data set, which I've downloaded from the website kaggle.com, and we'll see how to import it in the environment. So for the Python I am using here Anaconda navigator, and from there I'll launch Spider. And in Spider we have a file explorer, and before we start to write the code we have to just make sure that the CSV file and the Python file are in the same folder. Okay, so I'll save the file in the I'll save the Python file in the same folder. So import.py. Okay, so now these two are in the same folder, and if you don't find the file and if you don't see the file explorer on the on the window, just go to the view, then panes, and from here just make a check mark on the project explorer, no sorry, file explorer, and you will get the file explorer on the right hand side of the screen. Okay, so now let's start to write the code. So I'll increase the font size, so we'll import pandas as pd. Okay, so pandas is the package from where we'll call the functions to read the file, and pd is a variable which will use to call the functions from the pandas. Okay, so for importing the data, let's take a variable my data set equals to pd dot read CSV. So since we have the data set in the format of CSV, we'll use read CSV, and inside that we'll mention the file name and all data dot CSV. Okay, so yeah, and then just highlight all the code, and to execute the code, press Control and Control plus Enter, and there you can see at the console that the code is executed. And to see that where the data is imported, you need to check the variable my data set, which we can do using the variable explorer. And here we have my data set, and yes, we have successfully imported the data set, right, and which has all the variables. And okay, now once you have imported the data set, you can play around with it. Now suppose just take another variable, suppose x. Okay, x, and my data set dot ilog square brackets, and inside one a colon, comma, and another colon, dot values. Okay, let me make the font size a bit smaller so that you can see the entire code, or I'll shift the explorer this side. Yeah, these two colons represent the rows and the columns. Okay, so this is the row part, this the left one, and this is the column part, the right hand side. Okay, now if I execute this by highlighting this line, Control plus Enter, so I'll see what is there inside X. Okay, we have all the data, right, all the rows and all the columns. Okay, so you can always change the format to make it more readable. So from here, if I change it to 0f, so yes, it will change into the numbers we can read. And yes, so that's the value that so we can changes, you can make some changes. Suppose if I take a variable y, if I take another variable y, and my data set dot ilog and then dot values, So if I want, suppose if I want here all the rows, and from the columns, if I need only, if I don't need the last one, so you can always make a -1 here. Okay, and if I execute this code, so we have a value y, and you can see that we don't have the last value, the last column. Okay, like here the transactions one, 31742284, we don't have that. Okay, and similarly we can do it for the rows as well. So if I put -1 here and I do the execution, so again if I click on y, and if I check for the last row here, the last row is 19193497411. So we don't have that here. Okay, so you can play around with the rows and the columns, depends on your requirement. Okay, so that's how we read the data set, and we import it to the Python, which is the very first step when we are making a machine learning model using a data set. Okay, so that's all for this video, and you can always check and subscribe to my channel, where I keep posting stuff on machine learning and artificial intelligence, and I keep blogging about it. So you can check the playlist on what more we can do with with the data sets. Okay, thank you.